Hello, 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 and welcome back to another edition of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. That is, of course, me, Kyle Brenchley, in the house on this Thursday. Welcome, welcome. Fan Talk is a podcast by the fans, for the fans. We're just talking sports here from the perspective of a fan. It is a great time. Welcome if this is your first time here. Fan Talk, you can find me anywhere. YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple. We got the sign, we got the Rogue One posters. We got the fun fall vibe going on. Halloween is tomorrow. I'm recording this on a Thursday. Halloween is tomorrow. Can you believe it? And then it's November. And then after November, it's December. And then after December, it's January. Holy cow, we can't get ahead of ourselves here on Fan Talk. We just got to live in the moment. And that is exactly what we're doing. So welcome to the show. Today, we have so much to talk about, but I really want to hone in on specifics today. We're going to jump right into the World Series. The World Series has been fantastic so far. The Toronto Blue Jays versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Of course, the Dodgers won it last year. They're looking to repeat. The Blue Jays looking to win their first World Series since 1993. I wasn't alive. Probably a lot of you weren't alive in 93. It's been 32 years since the Blue Jays have won the World Series. Last night, they faced off in Game 5. Game 5 is pivotal in any game, in any best-of-7 series. NBA, Major League Baseball, they both do best-of-7 series, and Game 5 is pivotal. Because if you win Game 5, then you go up 3 wins to 2. You only need to win 1 more, the other team needs to win 2. It's pretty much, you win Game 5, you win the series. At least that is what history dictates. Teams that have won Game 5 go on to win the World Series 57% of the time. So it's actually quite, it's not as high as you would think, it's still about a little higher than 50%, but Game 5 is still very pivotal. This game was in Los Angeles last night. The Blue Jays, their back's not quite up against the wall, but they're on the road, and if they don't win this game, then the pressure is really on. Last night, the Blue Jays still missing George Springer. He's arguably one of their best players. They go into Los Angeles, and they show up. Davis Schneider, home run, first pitch of the game. Second batter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., another solo home run. They're up 2-0 in the top of the first. Vibes are good. Blue Jays feeling good. But then they have their young rookie pitcher, Trey Yesavage. He is a rookie, and he's pitching in the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, against the likes of Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. You got arguably the best 1, 2, 3 in Major League Baseball right there. And what does Trey Yesavage do? He gets up there and strikes out not 1, not 2, not 4, not 6, but 12 batters over 7 innings while only giving up 3 hits without issuing a walk, and ultimately leading Toronto to win at 6-1 to take the 3-2 series lead back to Toronto for Game 6, which is scheduled tomorrow night. Halloween night in Toronto. Should be fun. But 12 strikeouts for rookie Trey Yesavage? Holy cow, the kid's 22 years old. And I can call him a kid because I'm older than 22. Anyone younger than me, I'm calling a kid. 22 years old. Shows up in Hollywood and says, this is what I got. He sets the rookie mark for strikeouts in a World Series game. Surpassing a record set in 1949. Holy cow, talk about that. And incredible. He's having an incredible postseason. If you remember, he struck out 11 batters against the New York Yankees back in Game 2 of the American League Division Series. So the Dodgers are kind of back against the wall now, of course. So the series, of course, heads back to Toronto for Game 6 Friday night. If somehow the Dodgers win, then Game 7 will just be the next day, Saturday, November 1st, Game 7. So next time you see me, we will have a World Series champion. Will it be the Blue Jays? Can they hold on? Or will it be the Dodgers? Will the Dodgers pull off the upset? At this point, it'll be an upset down 3-2 and win both games back in Toronto. All right, guys, let's shift our focus to college football. I won't tell you which games to be watching this week. I won't show you the rankings. At this point, look it up. BYU is top 10. Utah is now number 24. So there's just some local teams there. But I will mention this. College game day is coming to Salt Lake City for the Utes. Utah versus Cincinnati Bearcats. Now you're probably wondering, there's better matchups out there. and I agree. But I think College Game Day has gotten some flack for just doing SEC teams. The last couple weeks, they have only done SEC teams. And honestly, they could do that all season long. There's probably a ranked SEC matchup every single week of the season. But I think the idea is to spread the wealth, to spread the love, to showcase other teams, other conferences. And I think College Game Day was like, all right, we need to lay off the SEC. So we're going to Utah, Cincinnati. It is a ranked matchup in the Big 12, Utah ranked as well as Cincinnati. So it's not like this is a cupcake game, but should be super fun. I think College Game Day likes coming to Utah at least once a year. It was unfortunate they didn't come for BYU Utah. Big Noon Saturday took care of that one. But College Game Day up at the U, it's fun. Even if you're not a Utah fan, it's fun to go there. I think people start showing up at about 5 a.m., right? And watching the College Game Day. So super fun. That's all I'll say about college football. Let's shift to NFL. If you are new here to the podcast, we do weekly NFL picks through ESPN. It's an ESPN fantasy game called ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. I'll link the group invite down below. We've been going for 9 weeks now, and the idea is who can pick the most correct games. Can you beat me, the group leader, podcast leader, your fearless leader? Can you be the best in the league? Currently, I'm still first in the group, someone very close behind, 19,000th in the world. I've had a rough couple weeks picking NFL games. Last year, I was up to all the way to 37th. That was the highest I've ever gotten. This year, doing not so well. But regardless, let's jump into the picks. Of course, we had Thursday Night Football tonight. Again, I'm filming this on Thursday. The Baltimore Ravens against the Miami Dolphins, both coming off much needed wins. They needed these wins more than they needed water, more than they needed air, more than they needed life itself. Dolphins, of course, taking out the Atlanta Falcons, and the Baltimore Ravens taking out the Chicago Bears. Good news for the Ravens is that Lamar Jackson will be back. And the idea is if Lamar Jackson's back, the Ravens are going to win some games, especially against a Dolphins team that while they did take out the Falcons, I still think that they're a team that will not win a ton of games this year. So give me the Ravens in this one for Thursday Night Football. Should be a fun one despite the records. Bears and Bengals. Now this one's a tough one because the Bears were playing really well. They won 4 straight. The Bengals had just come off a huge win against the Steelers. But then they both had very disappointing games against disappointing teams. The Bears losing to the Lamar Jackson-less Ravens, and the Bengals losing to the 0-7 Jets, giving the Jets their first win of the season, allowing 39 points to an offense that literally hadn't scored a touchdown in 9 quarters. So I don't know which is more of a red flag. Honestly, I'm leaning towards the Bears in this one, although the Bengals, here's the difference for me. The Bengals defense is cheeks. So the Bears are going to score points. The Bengals offense is doing pretty well, so they're going to score points. So ultimately, who's going to score more points? Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the Cincinnati Bengals to score more points, just because Caleb Williams, as good as he had been, really struggled in the game against the Ravens, and it's a Ravens defense that's not particularly good. So I just think he'll be so comme ci, comme ça, so iffy, so mediocre, so hit and miss is what I'm trying to say throughout the season. So give me the Bengals in this one. Defense will not be present, and if it will, the Bears defense will really have to step up big, but give me the Bengals in this one at home. Vikings at Lions, give me the Lions in this one. Carson Wentz is done for the year. JJ McCarthy's hopefully back. If he's not, then they're going to have to lean on Brosman, a guy I don't even know, but I know his last name because I saw his name on the back of the jersey one time when I was watching a Vikings game, regardless of who's quarterback the Vikings in this one by 100. Panthers at Packers. Give me the Packers in this one. Panthers still missing Bryce Young. They don't play well on the road. Packers looked very good. Took out the Steelers very handedly, so give me the Packers. Chargers and Titans. Give me the Chargers in this one. The Chargers are like, thank you. We've had 2 rough games in a row. We need the Titans. Titans 1-7. Cam Ward's doing the best that he can, but it's not good enough. Give me the Chargers in this one. Falcons at Patriots. The Patriots might just be top 3 team in the NFL right now, which is something we have not said since Tom Brady was leading the Patriots with Bill Belichick. Give me the Patriots in this one. Dre May looks good. The offense looks good. The defense is very formidable as well. Commanders and Giants, man, I'd love to see the Giants win some games, but Cam Scatterbo has just gone out with injury. Jackson Dart is a dog. Of course, they lost a couple weeks ago to the Broncos in very tragic fashion. Give me the 49ers in this one. Unfortunately, the Giants have a tough schedule. And without Cam Scadaboo, a hit to their offense, they might not put up the points that they used to. Now, this should be a fun one. Colts at Steelers. I like the Colts in this one. I hope the Steelers put up a close fight. I hope Aaron Rodgers and the offense kind of gets the ball rolling a little bit more. The defense is going to struggle against this very prolific Colts offense, so I think that's why the Colts are going to win this road game. Give me the Colts to go to 8-1. Now, this one is quite surprising. I think this game will be a lot closer than people are thinking. The Denver Broncos, 6-2, coming in on a 4-game win streak. Coming in on a 5-game win streak at this point against the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans has struggled at the beginning of the season, but have won a couple games here late. Have gone 3-1 in the last 4 weeks. I think the Texans, who just beat the 49ers, I think they're finding their stride a little bit. Their offense still has a lot of injuries. Nico Collins, will he be back? Joe Mixon, of course, is still out. Can they get that run game going? It's been abysmal the last couple of weeks. But it's their defense that I think has really kept them in their games and put their offenses in good position. So can their defense slow down Bo Nix and the Broncos? The Broncos offense struggled against the Giants, but this last week against the Cowboys was absolutely on fire. 44 points against a Dallas defense that, of course, had some injuries, but still, any team that allows 44 points in a professional league, like that's unacceptable. I don't care if you're backups or not. You are professional players and you allow 44 points in a game. Dang. So the Broncos defense, of course, is elite. The Houston Texans defense is, of course, elite. So which defense can perform better? A lot of people are going with the Broncos in this one. I'm going to actually go with the Houston Texans. Last week I picked the Cowboys and it came back to bite me. But I'm going to pick the Texans in this one for my upset pick of the week. Last time Denver played in Houston, it didn't go quite that well. Russell Wilson was the quarterback, and the defense of the Texans picked him off, I believe, 3 times. So give me the Texans in this one to upset my Denver Broncos. Jacksonville Jaguars, Las Vegas Raiders. Jags coming off bye, a much-needed bye after a terrible showing in London against the Los Angeles Rams. Give me the Jaguars in this one against a Raiders team that will put up a fight in this one. I think this game will be quite close. But I do think that the Raiders are trending in a very bad direction right now. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval. Saints at Rams. Holy cow. Give me the Rams in this one. The Saints, big news out of New Orleans is that Spencer Rattler is now benched for Tyler Show. So Show's going to run the show. He didn't do that well filling in last week. But, I mean, to be fair, they were down, 23-3 with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So he didn't have much to work with. This was a Saints team that already threw in the towel. So hopefully this week, first start on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. Hopefully it's a little bit better, but they definitely won't get the win. Give me the Rams in this one. Chiefs at Bills. Now this one will be a very fun matchup. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, they've met every year since they've been in the league. The Bills win every time they're at home in the regular season. I should say that. In the regular season, the Bills will win. In the postseason, the Chiefs will win. I think that it's true again this year. I think the Bills win at home in the regular season. If they do meet in the postseason, you can guarantee, bet my life savings that the Chiefs are going to win, because that's just how it is. That's just how it's been, and I don't see any other possibility until it's been proven to me. So give me the Bills in this one because it is the regular season. Should be a very fun matchup up there in Buffalo. Seahawks at Commanders, Sunday Night Football. This should be a fun one. I like the Seahawks in this one. The Road Warriors to go into Landover and to take out the Commanders. If the Commanders don't have Jaden Daniels back, then especially the Seahawks, then totally the Seahawks are going to win this one. Even with Jaden Daniels back, I still think the Seahawks win this one. And Monday Night Football, last but not least, we have the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Will Kyler Murray be back? I believe so, but will it matter? No. I think Dak and the Cowboys get back on track. They're back at home. They're back in Jerry's world. They're in a safe space. That offense will get rolling again. They're not facing a very prolific defense as they did in the Broncos. They'll be facing the Cardinals. So whether Kyler Murray is back or not, I think Dak Prescott and the offense will get things rolling. Give that secondary and that defense another week to heal up. Give me the Cowboys in this one. And that completes our Week 9. Holy cow, we're in Week 9 in the NFL. Picks for the NFL. Again, if you want to join, I will link the group down below. All you have to do is pick the straight up winner of each game, and it should be super fun. All right, guys, that's all I have for you this week. Go watch the World Series tomorrow night. It should be super fun. At this point, I think the whole nation's rooting for Blue Jays, right? College game day coming to Salt Lake here on Saturday. And go make your NFL picks and join the NFL group that we have for the podcast. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Fan Talk. I'll see you guys all next week for another edition of Fan Talk.